come together to celebrate the life of a man who for so many remains the very embodiment of artistry behind the wheel. Jim Clark.
You know, Jim Clark used to come to our garden parties and stuff like that when my dad won Indianapolis.
Everybody really regarded him as
almost godlike, even when he was driving. So it was a big loss when he was killed, but to this day, his record is incredible.
That was Jim's road car.
Wow.
550 VAR, yeah. These cars, every one of them's got a story. And for me, with the Jim Clark connection, it's extra special, but yeah, that's...
The Revival is brilliant for bringing back all the visceral experience of what those guys put themselves through.
Yeah.
So it is a brilliant celebration.
They've always loved the sport and loved the history of it. But to get to do this kind of stuff is incredible. There's another one of Jim's Cortinas.
A bit of a fan might be an understatement. There was a point at our old house that we had a Jim Clark room, which felt a little bit of a step too far, but no, he has been an avid fan from the entire time, I think since he was a child. He's actually wearing an original Jim Clark jacket right now, which is, he's obviously thrilled to be in there. He's got a replica suit. It's a bit fanboy, it's slightly embarrassing, but we'll just go with it.
when I was a 6-year-old child, I noticed he had a funny accent, which is, of course, was he's Scottish. So for me, that was appealing. I was going, Dad, Anyway, I was more of a Jim Clark fan than I was of a Graham Hill fan at that age.
I think that he looks up to him and admires him, of course, another Scottish person as well. And so having that aspiration and having seen him in the 500 and everything like that, it really is just so important for him from an emotional point of view. And there he is. I'll hold it. There we go. It's more precious than anything. This is it. It's more than my life's worth, I think.
Nice to drive one of the old cars.
Yeah, they were beautiful.
Yeah.
It looked spectacular on the
They were very
road.
brave, is all I can say.
How do you drive a car like that in the wet when you've got no windscreen or anything? How can you...
Well, nobody knows. When they got out of the car, I guess they were probably relieved to be alive.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got no seatbelts. They jumped in cars and they were so brave to race these things. This is a long way from a modern Formula One car. The chassis stops just behind me and then the engine is bolted on and then suspension's bolted onto that. And that was an insight that Colin Chapman had. There's a long history and a fascinating history in the technological developments of Formula One.
Even as he was garnering records and global acclaim, he was first and foremost a sheep farmer from the borders of Scotland.
Quite special. Coming up here, passing the pipe band, never done that before on a track. But then, this Grace's speech, being with Jackie for the whole thing was a special, special moment.
Can't wait to get going, in fact. So when do we go?
This is a wonderful group of cars to commemorate him.
And of course very much in the Lotus colours then, because it was just before sponsorship really came into Formula One for Lotus, so he was always in this sort of the green and yellow livery, wasn't he? To see the cars out there, to see Damon Hill in the car that his father raced and went on to take the title in that 1968 season, and some of the cars that were very original to Jim Clark's career. It has been a very wonderful celebration.
In celebrating Jim, we are reminded that greatness can be worn lightly, that humility and humanity need never be sacrificed in the pursuit of excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Clark.
It's just emotional. Goodwood does this, it brings it out. Moments like this. The guys at Ford brought this car all the way from the US to just add to this whole day, this tribute to Jim. So, this is what Goodwood's all about.